furlongs.
3 over a mile and 2. And they're off. As they break away in the centre, the grey List is raced up with Terran Carley on the outside. They're followed by Moraine just in behind them as they settle down and race down the far side. Fame and Glory. These have been tracked by Fergus McIver. On the inside then is Nafat, being followed by Hail Caesar. A couple of lengths further back to Vitruvian Man and Grace O'Malley. The back marker, Dixie Music. Right over on the far side, List. On the inside with Terran Carley. These two bowling along in front, being followed by Moraine. After Moraine, on the outside is Fame and Glory with Fergus McIver improving up towards the leaders. On the inside is Nafat as they make their way now towards the 6 mark. Terran Carley and on the inside, List. These have been followed by Moraine on the inside with Fergus McIver. Nafat on the inside of Fame and Glory. And they're being followed by Hail Caesar, Grace O'Malley, Vitruvian Man and Dixie Music. Swinging now to make their way out of the back straight. 4.5 furlongs to go. List and Colm O'Donoghue with Terran Carley, Niall McCullough alongside. Moraine and Michael Cannan just on the inside of Fergus McIver and Kevin Manning in 4th. They're heading across now to take them towards the 3. Terran Carley from List, Fergus McIver, Moraine on the inside. Fame and Glory comes next, and then comes Nafat. We're tracking them, Hail Caesar, heading now for the turn into the straight. Terran Carley in front of List, Fergus McIver, Fame and Glory. Moraine is next, and then Vitruvian Man. But as they head up the straight, Terran Carley pressed by Fergus McIver with Fame and Glory. Then towards their outside, Hail Caesar. Moraine in behind. Vitruvian Man is next, racing towards the final furlong now. Fame and Glory on the near side with Fergus McIver. Moraine is in third, racing up towards the finish now. Fame and Glory from on the far side, Fergus McIver, and as they go to the line, Fame and Glory and Johnny Murtha win it from Fergus McIver with Moraine in third, and they're clear, Hail Caesar and Dixie Music.
Well, it's a terrific performance from Fame and Glory under his Group 1 penalties, given away all round here to retain his unbeaten record for Aidan O'Brien and Johnny Murtha.
Moraine appears the last one. White flag raised. And they're off. Breaking smartly, Terran Carley coming to lead in the first furlong. Fergus McIver and List close up the outer. Moraine next, and Fame and Glory, and dropping at the back is Hail Caesar as they end the first furlong. Good battle on for the early lead with List up on the outside of Terran Carley. Fergus McIver runs third, a break of 2.5 lengths to Moraine, another length and a half to Fame and Glory, and a 3-length break to the back marker Hail Caesar as they head down the far side, about 7.5 furlongs ahead of them. List leads by a little over a length to Terran Carley. Fergus McIver is third, a 3-length break back to Moraine. Tracked by Fame and Glory, and Hail Caesar remains the back marker of the 6 runners as they head on with over 6 furlongs to race. List and Sean Levy in the lead. Terran Carley on the outside pressing under Franberry, gone up to dispute the lead. Fergus McIver 2 lengths away under Davy Moran. A break then of over 4 to Moraine and Michael Cannan. Fame and Glory and Seamus Heffernan last but 1. Hail Caesar and Colm O'Donoghue at the back. Terran Carley the new leader as they pass the halfway point and head on with over 4.5 furlongs to race. Terran Carley from Fergus McIver gone second. List driven along back in third. Moraine is fourth, and Fame and Glory, and at the back is Hail Caesar as they turn about 3.5 furlongs to race. Terran Carley leads, Fergus McIver within 2 lengths, and they're 5 clear of Moraine pushed along back in third. Fame and Glory improves into fourth, and then List and Hail Caesar as they head to the turn in. Terran Carley driven along in front, Fergus McIver trying to challenge, Moraine trying to close about 4 lengths adrift, and Fame and Glory is fourth, then Hail Caesar. List is dropped back to last. Fergus McIver has hit the front, Moraine stays down on in the centre, down the outside Fame and Glory and Terran Carley and Hail Caesar. 4.5 to race now. Fame and Glory on the stand side takes over from Fergus McIver and Moraine. Hail Caesar fourth, Fame and Glory stretching clear now from Moraine in second, Fergus McIver third. Fame and Glory is going to give Seamus Heffernan his 4th win in the Derrinstown. Fame and Glory in style. Next up Epsom for Fame and Glory. Wins it well from Moraine second, Fergus McIver third, Hail Caesar 4 clear of Terran Carley.
Supreme Classic Test, the supreme test of a 3-year-old colt, the greatest horse race in the world, and as we said at the beginning of the programme and a few moments before the race, a fitting tribute to the legacy laid down by the great Dr. Vincent O'Brien, whose memory is being honoured by the wearing of black armbands on the part of all the jockeys today. 9-4 Fame and Glory, 11-4 See the Stars, the Guineas winner, bidding to do what Nashwan did 20 years ago to the day. Rip Van Winkle is 13-2, 7 Black Bear Island, Gonoris is 8-1, and 16-1 Master of the Horse. It's a 12-strong field, and one man is responsible for 6 of them, and superstition or otherwise, he's got the mobile phone glued to the right ear. That's one short price favourite home. Will Fame and Glory be another one for the Ballydoyle team? Will See the Stars emulate Nashwan? Has Murta, against the odds, got it right? Can Bolger do it again for the 2nd consecutive year? We'll find out now. Joint favourites on the exchanges, See the Stars and Fame and Glory. The Investec Derby 2009 is nearly upon us. 2 left. Your big race commentator is Richard Hoyles.
Thanks, Nick. Last couple being bugled in. Kitewood the last for the Investec Derby. They are all in and they're off and racing. A mile and a half in front of the field, and Kitewood is one of the first to show, along with the white face of Golden Sword. See the Stars is handy. Gonoris is also racing quite prominently as well, just ahead of the white face of Age of Aquarius as they make their way through at what appears just a steady pace through the first couple of furlongs. And still on the front end, Golden Sword by a length and a half from Age of Aquarius, racing in 2nd place. Kitewood races in 3rd. Gonaris racing in 4th place, the white jacket from See the Stars as they try to find a racing pattern. Montaf is in 6th, Fame and Glory in the purple in 7th on the outside of Debussy as they steadily climb the hill. Behind these, Rip Van Winkle has about a 3 behind at this stage. They include Crowded House and Master of the Horse, as Golden Sword establishing a little bit of a break in company as well with Age of Aquarius. They've pressed about 8 lengths clear now of Kitewood, but the pace does still not seem frantic as they pass the mile. See the Stars is into 4th place, just ahead of Montaf. Gonaris has just drifted back in the field, racing now on the outside of Fame and Glory. Debussy going up the rails. Rip Van Winkle in the dark blue from Black Bear Island in the pink jacket, and still towards the rear of the field Master of the Horse and Crowded House. So it's Golden Sword who'll begin the turn downhill, leading by about 2 lengths from Age of Aquarius in 2nd place. See the Stars yellow jacket is prominent in the chasing group, racing on the inside of Kitewood. Debussy and Fame and Glory are the next pair with Montaf, then Rip Van Winkle on the inside of Gonaris, who's in midfield now. The pink jacket of Black Bear Island as they begin now this steady descent towards Tattenham Corner. It's Golden Sword for the first time, just encouraged along to go a shade faster. Age of Aquarius in 2nd. They still have a break of 6 lengths over Kitewood and See the Stars, who will corner in 3rd and 4th places. Towards the outside, Gonaris is being furiously ridden on the outer of Montaf. Fame and Glory still goes okay in 5th place. Golden Sword kicks for home, and now the Derby is up for grabs, passing the 3. It's Golden Sword who leads from Age of Aquarius. See the Stars, the yellow jacket, Fame and Glory ridden along. Kitewood fades away. Rip Van Winkle tries to close. Golden Sword on the front end leads, passing the 2. See the Stars in the yellow colours, and Fame and Glory are out after the leader. Then Age of Aquarius, Rip Van Winkle, Golden Sword being gathered in by See the Stars. Now the stamina questions will be answered inside the final furlong. See the Stars from Fame and Glory. Rip Van Winkle late on the scene down the outside. See the Stars will complete the Guineas and Derby double. See the Stars won the Investec Derby from Fame and Glory, tight for 3rd between Rip Van Winkle, Master of the Horse who charged home, and Golden Sword.
See the Stars, we've seen the star all right, and he becomes the first horse in 2 decades to win the 2,000 Guineas and the Derby. He gives John Ox his 2nd triumph in the race after Sindar. It's another blue ribbon for Mick Kinnan. The horse travelled with pace, with class, with menace, and he overhauled the front-running Golden Sword to go away and win by a decisive enough margin off a steady gallop. Fame and Glory is 2nd, and it is very close indeed for 3rd place between a trio.
So they make their way in the early stages with the first to show in front. Taking them down the far side is Golden Sword with Rockhampton towards the inside. Coming through now to pick it up in the early stages. Rockhampton and Sean Levy stride on 3 in front. Golden Sword a further 3 lengths then to Moraine, who's racing in 3rd place. Following them in 4th is Gonaris. A break then of another 3 to 4 lengths to Fame and Glory, who's on the inside of Byzantine with Recharge next. Then Master of the Horse and a clear break to the Bull Hayes, who's being followed by Drumbeat, and dropping in at the back is Lock Songs. They make their way down the far side, and it's a tremendous pace as Rockhampton leads by 8 lengths, followed in 2nd place up the far side of the track by Golden Sword. Moraine is racing in 3rd, Gonaris is 4th. Further back then to Fame and Glory. Byzantine is next with Master of the Horse, and then comes Recharge, the Bull Hayes, Drumbeat and Lock Song. Beginning to climb up to the top of the hill, and Rockhampton is out clear, being followed by Golden Sword, Moraine and Gonaris, and then a clear break of another 6 lengths or so to Fame and Glory, as this field well stretched race now to the top of the hill and begin to make the descent to the 5 furlong point, where Rockhampton is out clear of in 2nd place Golden Sword, who's beginning to cut the deficit on the leader. Moraine is 3rd and Gonaris 4. Then there's a break of 4 to 5 lengths to Fame and Glory. Master of the Horse is next, and then comes Recharge, followed by Drumbeat. They're on the approach to the straight now, and quickly going to the front is Golden Sword and Colm O'Donoghue. Rockhampton drops away. Moraine goes after the leader as they round the turn for home, and Golden Sword is the leader, being chased by Moraine. After them then, and closing in 3rd, is Fame and Glory. Behind them is Master of the Horse and Gonaris. Golden Sword now being chased by Fame and Glory. Moraine is in 3rd, racing now towards the final furlong, and Golden Sword being reeled in now by Fame and Glory, who comes there for Johnny Murtha to pick it up, and it's Fame and Glory from Golden Sword. Moraine in 3rd, then Master of the Horse, but racing up towards the finish, it's Fame and Glory who's going to give Aidan O'Brien his 7th Irish Derby. Johnny Murtha is 3rd, and Fame and Glory wins a 1-2 for Ballydoyle. Golden Sword 2nd, Moraine is 3rd, and they're clear of Master of the Horse, and further back then to Recharge.
Fame and Glory and Johnny Murtha have won the 2009 Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby, and they've won it very well in the end after a breakneck pace that was set first by Rockhampton, and then Golden Sword taking up the cudgels after the full advantage of See the Stars' absence to gain his big day in the sun this afternoon. Here's another look at it from the 3rd end. Bold bit again from Golden Sword. The 2nd is the best position he could possibly have achieved. Colm O'Donoghue's given him an excellent ride, standing behind the frantic pace that was set by Rockhampton. But Fame and Glory, already a Group 1 winner. Johnny able to enjoy the luxury of having a look at the big screen there as he entered the final furlong, just keeping him up to his work, nudging him out hands and heels. It's a 1-2 for Ballydoyle, 4th consecutive.
Millions Irish Champion Stakes. Looks in. And they're off. Then Grand Ducal on the inside, Loch Long on the outer, Master Craftsman between them. Then See the Stars being ridden up on the outside of the leaders. To pick up the running now is Set Sail. So Set Sail takes over and goes a couple of lengths in front of Master Craftsman. Then comes Rockhampton racing up on the outside. Grand Ducal is 4th. They're followed by Loch Long and See the Stars. A break then to Fame and Glory, Casual Conquest and Lord Admiral. So up front it is in the inside, Set Sail, Joseph O'Brien, taken on by Rockhampton, Sean Levy, who now takes over to pick it up from Set Sail. They've gone 5-6 in front. Master Craftsman is 3rd. Grand Ducal is next. Loch Long and See the Stars race together. Just over 2 lengths to Fame and Glory. Lord Admiral and Casual Conquest heading now up towards the 5 mark. And Set Sail has regained the initiative on the inside for Joseph O'Brien to just head Rockhampton, Sean Levy. They're well clear. Master Craftsman is running 3rd, Shamie Heffernan. Then 4th is Grand Ducal. Tracking breaking that quartet, then See the Stars, Loch Long, Fame and Glory, Lord Admiral, and then Casual Conquest. But it is Set Sail who's 6 lengths in front. Rockhampton, Master Craftsman, Grand Ducal. They're being followed by Fame and Glory now, who races up on the outside of See the Stars. And as they race now on the approach to the straight, Set Sail is the leader from Master Craftsman. Fame and Glory is now tracked by See the Stars, and Fame and Glory has raced up to join Master Craftsman, being chased by See the Stars in third. They are clear. It's Fame and Glory, Johnny Murtha in front. See the Stars and Nick Canaan ranging up on the near side, and See the Stars. They've come to see a star, and it's See the Stars who hits the front for Michael Canaan and John Oakes. And racing up towards the finish, the undisputed champion, See the Stars, is running away. He's going to score by 2.5 lengths, wins his 5th Group 1. Fame and Glory 2nd, Master Craftsman 3rd, clear of Grand Ducal in 4th.
Simply majestic, no other way to describe it. See the Stars makes it 5 Group 1s on the bounce this season with another devastating performance. Mick Canaan steering him to victory here.
First recharge. Five runners look set now. And they're off. Very level break. Dixie Music on the inside with alongside Pop Murphy, these two in front of Recharge, and then Fame and Glory being followed by Galileo's Choice as they settle down and race on down the far side of the track. It's Dixie Music and Shamie Heffernan going along 3 in front of Pop Murphy, Willie Supple, then a break of over 4 lengths to Recharge, and Chris Hayes being followed by Fame and Glory, Johnny Murtha with Galileo's Choice, and Pat Smullen, the back mark of the 5. Feel pretty well strung out now as they begin to race past the mile mark and climb uphill to the top of the track. And out in front is Dixie Music to Pop Murphy's 2nd, Recharge, followed by Fame and Glory, and then Galileo's Choice as they continue on the run now towards the top of the hill just outside the 6 mark, and Dixie Music out in front being followed by Pop Murphy. Then comes Recharge, Fame and Glory, Galileo's Choice, now hitting the top of the hill and beginning to make the descent down for the straight. Dixie Music is clear as they head downhill now. Dixie Music by over 6 lengths to Pop Murphy, a further break then to Recharge. Fame and Glory is 4th, and then a further break back to Galileo's Choice. They're heading down now past the 4 and beginning to run towards the swing into the straight. Dixie Music way out clear of Pop Murphy, Recharge, then Fame and Glory, further back to Galileo's Choice as they hit the bend now and straighten up for home in the High Chaparral Mooresbridge Stakes, and it is Dixie Music the leader from Pop Murphy, Recharge, and then Fame and Glory in 4th place. Racing on now just outside the 2 mark. Dixie Music from Pop Murphy, Recharge, Fame and Glory making ground rapidly up the middle of the track. Racing on now towards the final furlong. Fame and Glory races up on the outside now to head Recharge, Pop Murphy and Dixie Music as they head towards the final furlong. And it's Fame and Glory now, the Dubai duty-free Derby winner here at the Curragh, getting back to winning ways on his 2nd attempt this time. And Fame and Glory stretching right away as they run up to the finish. Fame and Glory, Johnny Murtha, win it by 5 lengths. Recharge is 2nd. Galileo's Choice, Dixie Music and Pop Murphy. Chinese White and Recharge. White flag raised. All in. And they're off. As they break away and make their way in the early stages, disputing the lead in the centre is Fame and Glory, just being joined now by Dixie Music on the inside. These have been tracked by Recharge with on the outside Cutlass Bay. Towards the inside, Chinese White. Halicarnassus just settles in the back mark of the 6. So it's Dixie Music and Shamie Heffernan who go on now by about 3 lengths to Fame and Glory, followed in 3rd place by Recharge. Then comes Chinese White alongside Cutlass Bay. Halicarnassus is the back marker. So they're racing on now just outside the 7. And it is Dixie Music out in front by 6 lengths to Fame and Glory 2nd. Further break of 4 to Recharge. 2.5 lengths then to on the outside Chinese White with Cutlass Bay. Halicarnassus the back mark of the 6. Climbing up now to the top of the hill, and Dixie Music is out in front. In second place is Fame and Glory. They're being followed by Recharge, Cutlass Bay, Chinese White, and the back marker is Halicarnassus. Making the descent now to take them down on the approach to the straight in the Tattersalls Gold Cup. And Dixie Music, Shamie Heffernan lead by 6 to 7 lengths to Fame and Glory, who in turn is out in front of Recharge, Chinese White, and Cutlass Bay, and Halicarnassus the back marker, beginning now to make the run on the home turn. Less than half a mile to go, and Dixie Music a couple of lengths in front. Fame and Glory closing on the leader in second. They're being followed by Recharge, then Chinese White, Cutlass Bay, and Halicarnassus straightening up for home now. Little over 2 to go, and Fame and Glory coming there now for Johnny Murtha to pick it up. Chinese White and Recharge make ground towards the outside as they race now to the final furlong. Fame and Glory in front from Chinese White and Recharge as they race to the final furlong. Fame and Glory is out in front now, stretching on clear. Chinese White and Recharge, and then Halicarnassus, but Fame and Glory makes it 2 out of 2 now in his 4-year-old career and wins this by 8 lengths. Fame and Glory from Recharge, Chinese White, Halicarnassus.
Of the 9-strong field for this year's Investec Coronation Cup to be loaded into the stalls. That is it. They are all set. Handler moves away. Long hold. And a few anxious glances down at the start, but they're off and racing. Southeaster just dipped as these stalls opened, and on the outside Dixie Music was just a little bit slow to find stride. Fame and Glory immediately crosses behind the stable companion, who is going to press on, and because of a lack of early pace in other quarters, Dixie Music is going to go forward and lead. Southeaster in second place with Jukebox Jury and Fame and Glory as they begin this steady climb. Sariska is racing in 5th place in midfield at this early stage. Bashkirov on the outside of Cavalryman, Yumzain and High Heeled the back markers as they continue this steady climb towards the 9 furlong point, with Dixie Music taking the field along from Jukebox Jury in second, Southeaster and Fame and Glory. That's the little trio pursuing the leader. They're a couple of lengths in advance of Sariska, who's just ahead of Cavalryman. Bashkirov's on the outside of Yumzain, and at the rear of the field is High Heel, to be about 7 lengths behind Dixie Music, who continues to climb uphill as they now pass the miles start. So out in front, Dixie Music, Jukebox Jury and Fame and Glory. Southeaster has lost ground, was disputing second place, but is now 5 lengths behind the front trio, who are pressing on, and they've opened up an 8-length gap now over Southeaster, who shows in 4th with Sariska. Cavalryman, Yumzain creeping closer, then Bashkirov and High Heeled. So this trio with a healthy advantage as they prepare to begin the descent. Dixie Music leading from Fame and Glory and Jukebox Jury. They're about 5 lengths clear from Sariska, who, anxious not to let the front three get the advantage, has moved through into 4th place and is beginning to close down the front trio. Then comes Yumzain and Cavalryman ahead of High Heeled. Southeaster's given way tamely, and Bashkirov has never been up to this. So as they begin the turn in, it's Dixie Music with Fame and Glory poised. Sariska has moved on to Fame and Glory's heels. Then Jukebox Jury, Cavalryman and Yumzain as all of the big guns. The fingers are on the triggers, and the first one to go out to the lead is Fame and Glory, leading from Sariska. The outside Yumzain, Cavalryman is trying to thread a passage. Dixie Music towards the inner, then Jukebox Jury, who's on the retreat, and High Heeled, who's beginning to make ground. Fame and Glory, Sariska poised to challenge on the outside. In third is Yumzain. High Heeled stays on. Fame and Glory pressed by Sariska. Then Yumzain in third with 2 lengths back to High Heeled. Fame and Glory, Sariska, she cannot get by at the moment. Fame and Glory, Cavalryman is beginning to stay on towards the inside. Fame and Glory seems to have seen off Sariska. Cavalryman's path blocked on the inside, and Fame and Glory driven out towards the line will win the Investec Coronation Cup. For Johnny Murtha and Aidan O'Brien, Sariska second, High Heeled third, Yumzain fourth, Cavalryman short of room in 5th place.
Well, at one point it looked like it might be a tactical battle, but in the end all cards were on the table and he had to fight, and he was equal to it. Second in the Derby last year, Fame and Glory has won the Coronation Cup in 2010, and that is another victory in the race for Aidan O'Brien and Johnny Murtha, and they've done.
Looks set, and they're off. And on the outside, Precious Gem with racing through between horses. Dixie Music has been sent on to lead, followed by Grand Admiral in second. And on the inside is Fame and Glory. Then comes Precious Gem, and they're being followed by Choose Me, who's the back mark of the 5, is racing on in the early stages. Dixie Music outstretching this field, being followed by Grand Admiral in second. The further break then to Fame and Glory, who's third. And then comes Precious Gem and Choose Me as they make their way on down the far side now to pass the mile pole and begin to climb up towards the top of the track. And out in front at this stage, going along clear, is Dixie Music and Seamus Heffernan, followed by Grand Admiral in second place for Colm O'Donoghue. Then there's a break to Fame and Glory, Johnny Murtha with Precious Gem, and Pat Smullen just on the outside of Choose Me and Declan McDonough. So they're at the top of the hill now, beginning to make the descent, and bowling along out there in front. Dixie Music is the leader, about 3 to 4 clear of in second place Grand Admiral, and then there's a break of 8-9 lengths to Fame and Glory, who's being followed by Precious Gem, and Choose Me is the back marker. They're running past the 4 now and beginning to make the approach to the entrance to the straight, where Dixie Music is out blazing the trail, some 6 clear now of in second place Grand Admiral. A break then to Fame and Glory, who's being followed in fourth place by Precious Gem and Choose Me. So they're straightening up for home now, 2.5 to go, and out in front still is Dixie Music from Grand Admiral with Fame and Glory picking up in the centre of the track, being followed by Precious Gem and Choose Me, racing down now to the final furlong, and Dixie Music now being reeled in by Fame and Glory, who's looming up towards the near side, and the long odds on favourite Fame and Glory now races to the front and going to continue his winning ways now. It's 4 out of 5 in this current campaign, and Fame and Glory goes up towards the finish. An opening double for Johnny Murtha and Aidan O'Brien. Second home is Dixie Music. Grand Admiral will make it a 1-2-3 for Belly Doyle, then Choose Me, clear of Precious Gem. Nebula Storm, fictional account, and Unity in, and Fame and Glory. White flag is raised, and they're off. So they begin the run now to take them up in front of the stands, and fictional account comes through on the near side to pick it up, followed on the near side by Unity. On the inside is Nebula Storm, and these are being tracked by Fame and Glory, just dropping in the back marker of the 5 is Sense of Purpose. So into the bend away from the stands, fictional account and Fran Berry lead, Nebula Storm and Johnny Murtha second, with Unity, Wayne Lorden in third. Fame and Glory is running fourth on the inside for Jamie Spencer, a couple of lengths in front. Sense of Purpose, Pat Smullen, the back mark of the quintet. They're coming up to the 10 furlong point, swinging into the back straight, and fictional account leads by over 3. Nebula Storm followed by Unity. Fame and Glory on the inside, a couple of lengths in front of Sense of Purpose. So down the far side they go. Fictional account out 4 to 5 in front of Nebula Storm, with on the outside Unity, then Fame and Glory tracked by Sense of Purpose. So they're coming up now to the mile pole. Little change in the order. Fictional account, Nebula Storm, Unity, Fame and Glory, and Sense of Purpose. They've less than a mile to go as they continue down the back straight. No change in the order. Fictional account from Nebula Storm, Unity, and they're followed by Fame and Glory and Sense of Purpose as they continue on down towards the bottom of the back straight. No change in the order as the quintet is still led by fictional account, Nebula Storm, Unity, followed by Fame and Glory and Sense of Purpose. They're going into the bottom bend now with just less than 3/4 of a mile to travel. And fictional account leads from Nebula Storm, Unity, and then Fame and Glory with Sense of Purpose. Heading across the bottom of the track now, beginning to run towards the home turn, and fictional account continues over 3 clear of Nebula Storm, and then Unity on the outside of Fame and Glory. Few lengths to Sense of Purpose as they reach the turn to swing into the straight now in the Vintage Crop Stakes. And its fictional account continuing in front of, in second place, Nebula Storm. In third is Unity, followed by Fame and Glory, and then Sense of Purpose. So well in the straight now, beginning to run towards the final 3. Fictional account from Nebula Storm, Unity towards the outside. Couple of lengths then to Fame and Glory as they race downhill towards the final 2. Fictional account now with Fame and Glory quickening up on the outside to chase the leader as they head now inside the last furlong and a half, and the leader, Fictional Account from Fame and Glory on the outside. Nebula Storm and Unity heading now to the furlong pole. Fictional Account, Fame and Glory the near side, Jamie Spencer, and back in third Nebula Storm, and climbing uphill towards the finish. It's Fame and Glory. Nebula Storm finishing well on the outside, but Fame and Glory and Jamie Spencer will hold off the late burst of Nebula Storm. Fictional Account is third and Unity 4 clear of Sense of Purpose. They're off. As they break away, in on the inside, Nebula Storm goes straight to the lead, being followed by Universal Truth and Rite of Passage towards the outside. They're tracked on the inner by Dirar. So they're racing now away from the stands, and Universal Truth and Nebula Storm race off 4 to 5 in front of Rite of Passage, and then comes Admiral Barry. Dirar is next on the inside of Fame and Glory, followed by Fictional Account. And Vivacious Vivian is the back marker of the 8 as they now make the swing to take them into the back straight. And Universal Truth picks up the running from Nebula Storm, followed by Rite of Passage in fourth place, Admiral Barry. Then comes Dirar on the inside of Fame and Glory, Fictional Account, and Vivacious Vivian. So they're coming up now to the 10 furlong point, and it's Universal Truth who's going along 2.5 in front of Nebula Storm. Rite of Passage is third, and then Admiral Barry. Fame and Glory on the outside on the rail, Dirar, Vivacious Vivian, and Fictional Account. Racing on down the back straight now, very shortly coming up towards the mile pole, and Universal Truth and Pat Shanahan lead now by 4 to Nebula Storm, Johnny Murtha second, then Rite of Passage, Pat Smullen, being followed in fourth place by Admiral Barry and Declan McDonough, a couple of lengths then to Fame and Glory and Jamie Spencer, Vivacious Vivian, Chris Hayes, just on the outside of Dirar and Wayne Lorden, and the back marker is Fictional Account, Fran Berry. They're racing on now down the back towards the 6 furlong point. Little change in the order. Universal Truth by 4 to 5 lengths to Nebula Storm. Rite of Passage is third, being followed by Admiral Barry. Then comes Fame and Glory, Dirar, Vivacious Vivian, and Fictional Account. So they're heading to the 5 mark now, which will take them towards the end of the back straight. And Universal Truth continues out in front of Nebula Storm, Rite of Passage, Admiral Barry, then Fame and Glory, Dirar, and followed by Vivacious Vivian, and Fictional Account, the back marker, with half a mile left to run in the Seamus and Rosemary McGrath Memorial Saval Beg Stakes, and it's Universal Truth now only a length in front of Nebula Storm. Rite of Passage third, and then comes Admiral Barry. Fame and Glory track them in fifth as they make the approach to the straight, and Nebula Storm now has kicked to the front, gone past the long-time leader. Rite of Passage goes in pursuit of the leader, then Fame and Glory making ground up into third, being followed by Admiral Barry and Vivacious Vivian. Nebula Storm in front of Rite of Passage. Fame and Glory make ground towards the outside, racing down now towards the final furlong, spread across the track. Fame and Glory, Rite of Passage, Nebula Storm, Vivacious Vivian putting in a strong bid, and Fictional Account from the back, racing up towards the finish now. Fame and Glory in front of Vivacious Vivian and Rite of Passage, and as they go towards the line, Fame and Glory will win it from Vivacious Vivian, Rite of Passage. Fictional Account clear of Nebula Storm.
Spencer in the saddle, they're set, they're racing in the Gold Cup, and down near the inside, Fame and Glory began best of all, but still reined in, and down near the inside, Holberg going on from Managar, and here's Tasterhill wider out with the big wide face, is going to take it up. The Betchworth kid is further back in the field as they settle fully into stride now and race up the home straight. And Aim to Prosper looming up on the outside now has gone up to join Tasterhill. So Tasterhill from Aim to Prosper, and just tucked in behind them is Holberg in the blue jacket of Godolphin from Managar. Tucked away behind Holberg is Fame and Glory as they settle, followed then by Duncan on his outside, and then Ascot is further back in the field as they continue their journey up the home straight on the first occasion. Casbar Bliss is tucked away on the fence, followed then by Brigantan, then Matrice, who's racing on the outside of Blue Bajan. Well back is Opinion Pole with a white cap, then further back in the field, Geordie Land and company there with Fictional Account, and last is the Betchworth kid as they continue their journey up the home straight, and Tattersalls setting a fair gallop, Mick.
Yeah, the thing is with this horse, he just loves to get into a rhythm. He wasn't allowed to do that when he ran in the Chester Cup. Got the other ones here right at the very back. Hayley Turner on the Betchworth Kid. She's going to leave her challenge. Latest of all, Fran Berry dropped right in also. Richard Hughes still having a bit of a job to settle Geordieland at the back, but Jamie Spencer, he's got Fame and Glory in a good position just behind the leaders. He's not dropped a bit completely, but I think he won't be unhappy.
So Tattersalls led them past the judge. A circuit to go in the Ascot Gold Cup by 3 lengths to Aim to Prosper. A length away then on the inside is Holberg as they swing very sharply right-handed past the stands. In fourth is Duncan, followed then by Fame and Glory, and then out deeper on the track is Geordieland, improving now from Managar, and then Casbar Bliss the inner. A length to Ascot from Blue Beige, and further back Brigantan, who's only got 4 horses behind him. Matrice is one of them, Opinion Poll another. Further back, Fictional Account of the Betchworth Kid whips them in as they run down past the 1.5 miles. So Tattersalls the leader by 3 lengths. In second place then Aim to Prosper up on the outside. Holberg still tucked away. Duncan is pulling his way up out deep on the track, and Geordieland is widest of all as they run down now towards the mile. In behind them is Managar from Fame and Glory, still tucked away, racing a little keenly, followed then by Casbar Bliss and Ascot, then Brigantan behind them from Blue Beige and Matrice, the Betchworth Kid. Opinion Poll is second last, and last is Fictional Account.
Body language tells you Jamie Spencer, he hasn't moved a muscle, he's sitting quiet as a mouse at the moment. Managar on the other hand, Kieran Fallon looming upsides and travelling okay.
And it's Geordieland who's swept around them and taken them up. He's trying to surprise them here, Geordieland, kicking away by 3 lengths to Tattersalls. Then in third is Duncan. A gap to Holberg from Aim to Prosper, who's dropped back as they start this uphill climb. 6 furlongs left to go in the Ascot Gold Cup. Managar is taken to the outside. Further back, Casbar Bliss still held up on the inside, and they're nicely clear then as they start to group up. Ascot wide, and further back, Brigantan now going forward. Further back in the field then is Fictional Account, but Tattersalls is being pressured here out in front, and on the outside, Duncan. Duncan has now moved up to take the lead, so Duncan takes it up by a couple of lengths. Geordieland has dropped right out, so Duncan kicks on here by a length and a half to in second. Aim to Prosper on the inside of Managar. A length away then is Ascot running a big race, followed then on the inside by Holberg. Matrice around the outside. Fame and Glory coming there now in the centre, called on for an effort. He's making a fast forward move now as they round the home turn, and it's Duncan who heads up for home in front of Managar and Ascot, but here's Fame and Glory. 2 furlongs left to go, and it's Fame and Glory who's racing up on the outside, grabs the lead now. He now bursts away from them, goes a length and a half in front. Duncan is battling on, followed then by Managar. Then down the outside, Opinion Poll. Fame and Glory in front. Opinion Poll trying hard. A half furlong left to go. Fame and Glory getting a bit weary, but he's got enough in hand. Fame and Glory, the class horse of the field, wins the Ascot Gold Cup. In second is Opinion Poll. Third, Brigantan. Followed in fourth, then on the outside by, and then Casbar Bliss. Followed then by Duncan and Blue Beige, and then Fictional Account. They were followed by the Betchworth Kid, and walking across the line, Holberg, and Tattersalls is still coming. Fame and Glory.
Amongst the 10-strong field who are about to be set on their way, and we're off from British Champion Series Day is underway, and in the early stages, Eternal Heart in the pale colours sets just a steady pace. Gibberta King in the pink jacket, nose banded, and on the fence is Fame and Glory. Opinion Poll just trying to smuggle some cover towards the outside, blue colours with the sheepskin noseband, as the early pace is not strong as Gibberta King crosses over to take the lead. So Gibberta King up past the stands, leads in the pink and black from in second place Fame and Glory. In third, Eternal Heart in the pale blue. Time's Up's in fourth place in black and green ahead of the grey Matrice. Opinion Poll ahead of Knee Harm in blue and white. Then behind these we have Polly's Mark and the last 2 Colour Vision, and then the white cap of Darley Sun. So they turn at the far end and prepare to enter the final 1.5 miles, and out in front Gibberta King it is who leads. Gibberta King from Fame and Glory settled in second place at what is still a very steady gallop. The pale jacket of Eternal Heart is third, just ahead
of Time's Up and Matrice. And then towards the inside, we have Naham of Opinion Pole, Polly's Mark, the Grey Colour Vision, and Darley Sun at the rear of the field. Well, Jamie Spencer has decided to send Fame and Glory to the front. Stamina proven after the Gold Cup success. Not happy with the muddling pace, and Fame and Glory moves through to lead on the descent towards the final 10 furlongs, and that leads to an increase in the pace. Gibberta King is second. Time's Up racing in third on the inside of Eternal Heart. Still well grouped in midfield at this stage. We have Neham on the inside of Opinion Pole. Polly's Marks keen towards the rear with Colour Vision, and at the rear of the field is Darley Sun. So Fame and Glory has moved into pole position, but hasn't really pressed on that markedly. Jamie Spencer just content to stack them all up at the moment, from Gibberta King in second. Time's Up at Swindley Bottom is in third place ahead of Eternal Heart. In fourth is Neham, then Matrice in the hoop colours on the outside of the all blue colours, white sheepskin noseband of Opinion Pole. Colour Vision behind these, Polly's Mark. At the rear of the field is Darley Sun. So they begin the climb up from Swindley Bottom, steadily rising towards the home straight. And Fame and Glory leads from Gibberta King. Time's Up travelling strongly in the leader's slipstream is in third place. Then Eternal Heart, Matrice the Grey making ground on the outside as Opinion Pole also begins to move up. The big guns beginning to work themselves into position. Neham comes next ahead of the pushed along Grey Colour Vision. Then Polly's Mark passing the 5 furlong point, and at the rear of the field is Darley Sun. So Fame and Glory still leads as they enter the final half mile. Gibberta King, Matrice on the outside, is rousted along. Opinion Pole improving pretty smoothly. Time's Up still travels well as well. Then towards the inside, Neham. So Fame and Glory out on the front end. Time's Up is poised just behind the leader. Gibberta King comes next. Opinion Pole just caught a little bit on Matrice's heels as they straighten, and Fame and Glory tries to move away. Time's Up is shaken in second place. Then Neham. Opinion Pole towards the outside. Eternal Heart and Colour Vision, a furlong and a half to go, and Fame and Glory has a break on Time's Up, who's labouring. Neham and Opinion Pole are out after the leader. Over a furlong to travel. Fame and Glory, Opinion Pole pursuing as he did in the Gold Cup from Neham. Fame and Glory is getting tired in front. Opinion Pole, Colour Vision and Neham are all bearing down on the leader, but Fame and Glory took the race by the scruff of the neck and will follow up the Gold Cup success to win the first race on British Champions Day. At the line, a punch from Jamie Spencer in the air as Fame and Glory wins. Tight for second there. Harm, Colour Vision, Opinion Pole all involved, with Time's Up and Eternal Heart right behind.
First, number 3, Fame and Glory, and a photo finish.
Gold Cup winners in. They're set and they're off. Fame and Glory bounced away smartly in the centre, and on the inside is Rising Wind. Now coming through in the centre is Table Mountain, who's been kicked up now to dispute the lead. So they begin now to make the run up to the furlong point to take them up in front of the stands, and it's Table Mountain who leads, Fame and Glory second, followed by Unaccompanied in third, Rising Wind and Steps to Freedom, followed by Notable Graduate, and the back marker is Lover's Peace. So they race into the bend now to swing away from the stands with Table Mountain. Johnny Murtha in the lead, a couple of lengths in front of Fame and Glory. Joseph O'Brien, a break of 3 lengths or so to Unaccompanied and Pat Smullen. Steps to Freedom races next in fourth place for Friend Berry with Rising Wind and Chris Hayes. Notable Graduate and Shane Gorey, followed into the far turn by Lover's Peace and Billy Lee. They've 10 furlongs to go. They swing into the back straight, and little change in the order as Table Mountain leads by 3 parts of a length now, with Fame and Glory moving up on the outside to almost match strides. They race 4 lengths clear of Unaccompanied in third, and a similar margin to Steps to Freedom, Rising Wind, Notable Graduate and Lover's Peace. So they're racing on down the far side, just coming up towards the mile pole, and Fame and Glory races up to join issue with Table Mountain. Break of a few lengths to Unaccompanied, and then Rising Wind and Steps to Freedom, Notable Graduate and Lover's Peace. Coming up now to the 7 furlong point, and as they race down the back, Fame and Glory and on the inside Table Mountain, they're 6 lengths clear of Unaccompanied with Steps to Freedom, Rising Wind, Notable Graduate and Lover's Peace. So they're passing the 6 and heading down now towards the bottom turn. Fame and Glory on the outside of Table Mountain. A clear break then to Unaccompanied in third, who in turn is clear of Steps to Freedom. Racing across the bottom now, beginning the run towards the straight, and Fame and Glory on the outside of Table Mountain leads. A break to Unaccompanied in third, and they're being followed back in fourth place by Steps to Freedom as they race for the home turn, and Fame and Glory has now shaken off the attentions of Table Mountain and has gone clear. Unaccompanied is going to pick up the second spot to chase the leader in. Steps to Freedom is next in fourth place, but they reach the top of the hill, and Fame and Glory in the lead. Unaccompanied making ground to try and close the gap. Steps to Freedom has moved into third place to chase the pair down the hill. Table Mountain's dropped back to 4. They're racing on now with a little over 2 to go, and Fame and Glory now from Unaccompanied and Steps to Freedom as they begin the run towards the final furlong. Fame and Glory in front, Unaccompanied trying to throw down the challenge on the near side with Steps to Freedom as they race now inside the final furlong. Fame and Glory pressed by Unaccompanied in the centre. Steps to Freedom the near side inside the last 200, and Fame and Glory digging deep against the rail. Unaccompanied trying hard. It's head to head as they go up towards the line. Fame and Glory on the far side. Fame and Glory will win the vintage crop and beat Unaccompanied. Third is Steps to Freedom. Rising Wind, Lover's Peace, Table Mountain and Notable Graduate.
Juniper Pass straight in, gates closed. They're all set. Field for the Breeders' Cup Marathon sent on their 1 3/4 journey. They all came out smoothly. It's Commander in the white cap, as expected, going out to show early speed alongside Sense of Purpose and Juniper Pass. The 3 outside horses are quickest early. Tucked in right behind them is Fame and Glory. Down at the rail, Mike Smith now bringing Adigan through, and Adigan goes up to race in 4th. Eldafar makes some headway, and now here's Jay Cito. Jay Cito's come from last. He was last after the first few jumps, and Jay Cito's gone all the way up to second now. Balladry's in the blue colours down at the rail. On the far side, Eldafar, Rompers racing in behind that. Grassy's the grey, gives them 7-length start. Then we come back to Almudena, white cap racing back second last. And not going with them is Kaleidoscopio. Kaleidoscopio's last by 10. Coming to the top of the stretch first time round. Now, no early speed at all in the beginning, so Jay Cito's decided to go on and take it and kick on with it. So Jay Cito, Balladry's up alongside of him. Just in behind that, Mike Smith and Adigan, Gold Cap, perfect spot in third. Here's Frankie Dettori in the red colours, Juniper Pass on the outside, the gay is Grassy, Balladry's down at the rail. Fame and Glory is back 7 lengths off the leaders, Sense of Purpose in behind that. Alongside we have Romp and Aldafa. They're a good 10 lengths off the leaders. Then we come back to Almudena, Not Abroad, and still last a long way is Kaleidoscopio. So they've covered half the ground now, and unfortunately Stick's already out on Fame and Glory. So Fame and Glory obviously not liking it. Coming under a ride, he's just losing ground. Third last, Fame and Glory not a factor unless he absolutely turns it around. Onto the backstretch they go, and it's Jay Cito on the inside. Adigan is right up alongside of him, and Adigan now going to kick on. Adigan takes the lead with 5/8 to go, and Adigan's just cruising out here, gets a comfortable lead. Jay Cito's second. Commander in the white cap has lost ground. Now Frankie Dettori putting Juniper Pass into a striking position in third, and the grey Grassy's moving into contention too. Then it's Romp. Not Abroad behind that. On the far side we have Aldafa. Balladry's down at the rail, and now Kaleidoscopio trying to get involved, still 8 off them. They run past the 3/8 pole now, and Adigan kicks for home. Juniper Pass looms the danger on the outside. The grey Grassy plugging away from third, and then Not Abroad. They come to the top of the lane. It's all about staying power now. Adigan and Mike Smith the ones to catch. Adigan's in front, Frankie Dettori and Juniper Pass right there. The grey Grassy's running a game one on the outside of that. And here's Kaleidoscopio, so far back early. But now Kaleidoscopio coming with a run in the centre of the track. It's suddenly wide open. Adigan along the inside. Down the centre, Kaleidoscopio. And Kaleidoscopio, a distant blast early on, is coming home to Romp in the Breeders' Cup Marathon. Kaleidoscopio and Aaron Grider won it by 4 or 5. Grassy was second, Adigan finished third, and Juniper Pass was fourth.